Why don't you love yourself? This question is at the root of all therapy and self-inquiry, and the answer could transform your life. But it's not easy. If you could just snap your fingers and change a belief to make you love yourself, I'm sure you probably would. There's just so much messaging and conditioning you've got from your upbringing, your relationships, and just our culture that's holding you back from being able to do that. And this messaging becomes limiting beliefs that get in your way. And I'm going to go over 50 of these today. I've grouped them into themes, and I'll go through them individually and give a bit more of an explanation about how you can overcome them. And I'm going to tell you that you can let them go. Now, this is by no means an exhaustive list. I'm sure there's a lot more out there, and if you come up with anything that you think I've missed, then please put it in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts and your experiences. So let's get into it. Hello, I'm Lewis, and I make videos on codependency, attachment theory, and all sorts of personal development topics. If that sounds like something you're interested in, then please hit like and subscribe. And just before I get into the themes, there are timestamps in the description if you want to look at some of the themes and try and find ones that you think might be the most relevant for you, or if you want to come back to it so you can go to the one that you were looking for. Alright, the first theme is the theme of being afraid of being selfish. So this can look like, I can't love myself because I don't want to be selfish. I can't love myself because I don't want to be narcissistic. I can't love myself because I don't want to become a narcissist. This one makes me quite sad because I feel like we live in a culture that has a lot of unhealthy narcissism. But what's not talked about very often is that healthy narcissism, a really healthy sense of your own needs, wants, desires, and self-preservation, is a really helpful and healthy thing. And I believe that often well-meaning people who don't want to be narcissists and want to be selfless and kind and caring for other people often flip too far the other way and end up becoming self-sacrificing in a way that isn't actually serving them or other people. And I put this one as first because I think it's the most important, and I really, really want to emphasize this. You cannot love yourself too much. If you're the sort of person that needs to watch a video to wonder if you're being narcissistic or too much like that, then your bar for how much loving yourself is too much is so distorted that you almost can't overdo it. So you can love yourself as much as you want and nothing bad will happen and you're not being selfish. And you can even praise yourself for watching this video and internalizing this and being like, yeah, I can love myself. You just can't overdo it. Next is a fear that if you love yourself, you'll become less motivated and less efficient. So this could look like, I can't love myself because I won't be able to work as hard. I can't love myself because I need that fear that motivates me. I can't love myself because I'll have to stop working so much and change my life. I can't love myself because I won't be as effective. This one is very personal for me. I used to think that I operated best with a pretty high level of anxiety that drove me because that fear of needing to be perfect and not failing. And I thought that this was something that was helpful for me. I thought this was a really helpful and useful motivation because it made me try and be perfect and get all those nitty-gritty details right and everything. And it kind of worked, but I felt awful all the time. And eventually, the amount of productivity that I got from it ended up clashing with the fact that I wasn't looking after myself, and both my health and my mental health and my productivity just went shh. Because really think about it, how can clinging to an outcome and playing it over and over and over again in your head and thinking about all the things that could go wrong actually be helpful? I'm not saying it isn't useful to be concerned and to think about the things, be considerate about the things that could come in the future, but you don't need to mull over it and use that as your motivation. Because what happens is your nervous system just won't stop and you'll keep thinking about things and it'll just keep pumping you up and eventually it will burn you out. And this basically happened to me and I had to stop. I had to stop being as productive and I had to let go of these thoughts. And for a while I wasn't as productive. But now that I've let go, at least of the initial part of that, I'm back to where I was, and fuck it if I'm as productive or not, to be honest. I'm working well, and most importantly, I'm looking after myself, and I just don't feel as bad anymore. And there's no amount of effectiveness or productivity that I would trade that for. Because now I have the time and the mental energy to not just focus on my work, but on myself. The next theme is a fear of being seen as selfish by other people or other people not liking you loving yourself. So this might look like, I can't love myself because this person won't like it. And you can insert your mum, your dad, your sister, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever. I can't love myself because other people need me to love them more. I can't love myself because it might make other people feel bad. I can't love myself because I'll be too powerful or too much. I can't love myself because there's just too much pain in the world and other people need that love more than I do. This is classic codependency, I'm afraid. And the truth is that nobody else's love or opinion of you or sense of self-worth is your responsibility. That is their property. Other people are not in your control. Their thoughts and beliefs and feelings are not in your control, and nor are they yours to control. And really think about it. Why should your ability and your decision to love yourself have anything to do with anybody else? It's none of their business. So if this is a limiting belief that resonates with you, then I suggest picking up a book on codependency. And I can recommend Codependent No More by Melody Beattie. Next is the theme of being stuck in toxic masculinity and those sorts of beliefs. So this might look like, I can't love myself because that's weak. I can't love myself because that's gay. I can't love myself, that's for pussies. I can't love myself because I don't even need to. I can just push through anything. I can't love myself because that's not what men do. Unfortunately, we still live in a culture where men's vulnerability and their emotions aren't as forefront and accepted as it really should be. And we've made great strides as a culture in the last 50, 20, 10 years, but we're still not at a place where male vulnerability is something that's really accepted by society. And obviously, this is very harmful if you're a man or a person who identifies as a masculine gender. Because men are human beings too, and they have emotions and needs and vulnerabilities, and they can be all soft and weak and squishy sometimes. It's part of being human. And it is not weakness to be sensitive and to be vulnerable. It's actually quite the opposite. Because it takes courage to love yourself and stand up for yourself and be yourself and to feel everything that you feel as a human being. And it takes even more courage to love yourself in the face of a world that might not necessarily actively support you doing that. So I think, actually, that loving yourself is one of the most manly things that you can do. The next theme is around sex and relationships. So this could look like, I can't love myself because I'm single. I can't love myself because I haven't had sex in so long. I can't love myself because I've got nobody to love me. I can't love myself because I'm a virgin. I can't love myself because I'm bad at sex. I can't love myself because I've never had a partner. When I was a horny teenager, I used to beat myself up a lot about not having sex. And my self-worth was so tied up to this idea of me getting laid and being a man that it caused me a lot of pain. And the worst part about that is it's a really unattractive energy to be having, so it didn't help my cause in any way. But seriously, your ability to love yourself has nothing to do with whether you have a lot of sex, have no sex, have zero desire for sex, or loads of desire for sex, are single and not single. It's got nothing to do with your inner quality of being lovable. And it's taken me till my early 20s to really figure that out, but it's true. The next theme is feeling like you're worthless and haven't achieved anything. So this could look like, I can't love myself, I'm a loser. I can't love myself, I've never achieved anything. I can't love myself, I never get anything done. I can't love myself because I procrastinate. I can't love myself because I've failed at life. I can't love myself because I'm behind. This one is really tricky because self love comes in two parts. There is that unconditionally loving, soft, warm, embracing, all sort of accepting love. And then there's also the self love that is disciplined and pointed and gets you to do things. It's the self love that on a Monday morning, when you're all warm in bed and you really don't want to get up, gets you out of bed and gets you on with your day so you can make money and live. And if you didn't have that, and if you only had that bit of you that wanted to stay in that soft, mushy, warm place, you would die. And so these sorts of beliefs around being worthless and not being able to have any self-love comes from an overactive part of you that is sort of too driving and too pushing and needs you to go and do things. And while it will certainly help if you can get some wins under your belt, my opinion on how this works is actually better and more helpful if you first give yourself some of that unconditional love and then use that as a platform to go and achieve some things that you can then also congratulate yourself for. So give yourself some of that soft acceptance. Feel your emotions, Get in touch with yourself and be like, yeah, this sucks. But that's okay. That's okay. And you can soothe yourself and give some love to yourself. And then from that place, from that safer place, you can go out and achieve the things that you want to achieve and then give yourself some love and validation and respect through that as well. The next theme is not having enough or not being there yet. So this could look like, I can't love myself until I have my ideal life. I can't love myself because I'm just not there yet. I can't love myself because I don't have this thing that I need or want. I can't love myself because I'm not living my dream life. Or, the very sneaky and common way, I will love myself, but only when I have XYZ. Just ask yourself this. Why does loving yourself prevent you from getting what you want? Why can't you love yourself and achieve an amazing life and have an amazing job and relationship and cars and money and all these other things that you might want? Why can't you love yourself and do that? Because, and if you watched my last video, you'll know this, all those things that you're looking for, the house, the car, the girlfriend, it's all just looking for love. So why waste all the time waiting until you get there and just give it to yourself now? Because, and you've got to factor this in as well, this is just true. When you do get there, there's always something else. And if you haven't been training yourself to give yourself love now, you're not going to do it when you get there because there's always a bigger house, a better job, a more interesting life. It doesn't end. You have to choose to give yourself love now and then use that partly as motivation to go and still do all the things that you want and want to get out of life. I promise you, it doesn't stop you. The next theme is regret about making mistakes. And this could look like, I can't love myself. I've made too many mistakes. I can't love myself because I've hurt people. I can't love myself because I've done some awful things and I can't ever forgive myself for that. This is a really tough one because if you have acted in a way that you're not proud of, and you're going to have to live with that and the consequences of that for the rest of your life. And that's hard. I think the only way of getting around this one is really opening your mind and your heart to the following statement. You were born lovable, and nothing you do can ever take away from that. Nothing. You are worthy of love just because you exist. And it may well be that you've done some things and have to face the consequences of that. But you are not those things. You are not your actions. You are a precious child of God. And that, in and of itself, makes you inherently worthy of love. There's a phrase that you'll sometimes hear in the healing space of love the person, hate the behavior. And you can try and apply some of that to yourself. This is a really heavy one, and I think it's some of the hardest work that you have to do. Maybe if you can frame it as an opportunity to really get in touch with yourself, it might help. The next theme is the fear of accepting yourself for who you are. This could look like, I can't love myself because I'm ugly. I can't love myself because I'm too short. I can't love myself because I'm fat. I can't love myself because I'm just not that smart. I can't love myself because I'm gay. I can't love myself because I'm not perfect. We live in a society that comes with all sorts of conditioning. Beauty standards, intellectual standards, lifestyle standards. But all of these are just constructs. And now there is the objective truth of what you look like and who you are and what your sexuality is. But the way that we understand and relate to these things is the construct. The easiest example of this is to see how beauty standards have changed over time. If you Google it, you can see the Greeks, the Egyptians, the Tudors, they all had very different beauty standards to what we have today. And even today, the beauty standards 50 years ago were quite different to what we have now. And if those things are just constructs, then that means that you are free to choose how you relate to and understand them. Because you are how you are. And barring some very extreme surgeries, which may or may not even give you the effect that you're looking for, you can't change that. Accepting yourself is one of the greatest acts of self-love that you can ever do and ever give yourself. And I also believe that if you start loving yourself, then it puts that energy out there and you will start to attract people into your life who will also start loving you. The next theme is if you're experiencing mental health issues. Now this could look like, I can't love myself because I'm an addict. I can't love myself because I'm depressed. I can't love myself because I've got so much trauma. I can't love myself because I'm an anxious wreck. You are not your mental health symptoms. You're not your addiction, you're not your depression, you're not your anxiety, you're not your trauma. You are a human being who has had these experiences and still has these experiences, but they are not you. And so they don't have to be barriers to you loving yourself. Now, obviously, mental health issues can be extremely hard barriers towards loving yourself, and I don't want by any means to belittle that or shame anybody for experiencing that. I just want to cultivate an awareness that you are not your trauma. You are more than that. You are a self. You are a human being. And it's possible for you to heal. And if you search for people or attend healing spaces, you will find people who've had similar issues to yours who have gotten there, whatever stage of it that they are, who have gotten there and to a place where they've given themselves some self-love. Right, we're nearly done. We've got 2 more. And the penultimate one is religious trauma. So this could look like, I can't love myself because I'm a sinner. I can't love myself because I inherently deserve to be punished. I can't love myself because God hates me. God has forsaken me. I've seen this around as a fairly common reason why some people don't love themselves. It's by no means my area of expertise, and it's not something that I've got a lot of experience with. But the way that I see it and how I sort of understand it is that it's a co-opting of your innate spirituality and sense of a higher power into something that hurts you. And so if you want to work on this, you're going to have to deal with your relationship to God and spirituality and whatever your religious institutions and your family have told you. And you're going to have to start building your own relationship to those things and to God, really, whatever God might mean to you. And then finally, the last theme that I've identified is a fear of actually getting healthy. This could look like, I'm too broken and too fucked up, so I can't love myself. I can't love myself because I'll never get better anyway. I can't love myself because it won't work. I can't love myself because it's too late. I'm too old. I've had too much crap. It's too late. I can't love myself because I don't want to. Can't be bothered. I just don't want to. I can't love myself because if I did, then I'd have to give up all of the things that I'm doing right now, and I don't want to do that. These beliefs come really in 2 ways. You've got the I'm too messed up part and the I don't want to part, but really they're one and the same. I'm going to say something quite truthful, and I don't mean to be shaming, and I'm saying it with a lot of kindness and love. Only someone who has not tapped into their desire for change could say that they don't think they could change and don't want to change. Nobody is too messed up to change. It could be the case that you've been screwed over at every turn in life, and I know that that happens, and it's flippin' awful. But that doesn't mean you're too messed up to heal. Because you're never too far gone. It's not too late. It's never too late. I've just quoted 3 days grace. How about that? But it's not. It's never too late for you to start loving yourself, no matter what's happened to you or how late you are into this journey and how much you've been not doing. You can love yourself. And if you can't do it alone, and most people cannot do it alone, go and get a therapist. It's literally their job to be a stand for you and hold the potential for you to love yourself. God, that was a long video. But as I started writing this, I realized that I needed to put it all into one place and that it was just going to be a lengthy one. So here we go. And I do intend to make videos on each of these topics individually one day. And that just about does it. Thank you so much for watching the video. Do hit like and subscribe because it really helps the channel out. I wish you all the best on your healing journey, and I'll see you again soon.